Speaking of the Vikings, I have a couple of Vikings questions for you.
Sure.
Obviously, the Justin Jefferson contract is the one of the biggest like NFL storylines recently. There's not that much going on. Did you think that it was enough money, too much money, like a good deal, or and then what are your other general thoughts about it?
I think it's a good deal. The one thing is that when you take a look at salaries by average per year, sometimes you're losing a fair amount of detail and nuance. And in this case, it's not quite good to compare the dollars per year from this deal to the dollars per year for, say, Amon-Ra St. Brown or for Tyreek Hill or for A.J. Brown. And the reason for that is because Jefferson is actually just going to see a lot more of that money because of the way the deal is structured and how those guarantees work out. And in the first 3 years of the deal, Jefferson actually sees $35 million a year, which is what the average of that deal is, which is pretty unusual. Tyreek Hill, for example, only sees $25 million per year. So his deal was reported as $30 million a year. He only actually sees 25 a year for the first 3 years of his deal. And then the deal will be reworked. So he's not actually going to see the money to back him into his deal. So it's actually a bigger deal in terms of the amount of money that the Vikings are handing out than one might imagine based off of those numbers compared to other receivers who signed. That said, the cap hits in the first 3 years aren't that bad. In fact, the first year cap hit I think is just $8 million. Second year cap hit's just 15, and so it's not until the third year that you see a really significant cap hit. They just can't get out of the huge cap liabilities in the fourth and fifth year when they probably restructure that deal again. So that's like the one difference. That said, I think that he's worth it. I think that he's worth that kind of money because of the way that he alters how defenses play and stuff like that. So I think that he is a remarkable receiver. I think that he is I'm not going to say easily, but I think that he's the best receiver in the NFL by a pretty good margin. And if he's not the best, he's the second best by a huge margin. So it's just him and Hill. And then I think the rest of the league is playing catch up.